So I'm doing a lot of things differently this year, mainly to reduce the amount of watering that I need to do in summer, but also because I'm trying to do more vertical gardening. And the biggest change I suppose that I'm making is that we're not having a sprawling squash bed this year on Debbie's plot. We're going to grow all the squash on my plot, and we're going to grow it all in the paths and the fences. So I'll show you how we're doing it. So I know it's February, but I'm getting ready to not to plant my squash, but to prepare the beds that I'm going to plant the squash in. And I'm going to use these halos, and I'm sinking them down into my wood chip paths. Now over the years these paths have got pretty deep, and because I know I'm putting the squash in them, I've made them even deeper so that the ones the squash are going in are about 6 inches deep. So I'm using the halos, and I'm putting the cane through, just one cane through the halo, and then that cane will get tied up here on this support up there, and then I'm putting cross pieces in across these, in between these large stakes, so it's going to look like that one over there. So this was my test example, and I just put these, I don't know whether they're tile battens or slate battens, I can't remember, and I screwed them to these posts, and then I tied the fruit to these so that they're nice and sturdy, and I tied the canes to these little wings that I've put on here. So it worked really nicely, and this is where we used to have a fence. So basically this growing frame took the place of the rotten pallet fence that we had down here. So my basic idea is by sinking these halos down sort of 6 inches into the mulch, that's going to retain loads and loads of water. And in here, I'm just putting in the empty pots, and then I'll just pop the squash in as soon as they're ready. And these halos have these little watering tubes effectively that go down and make sure that all the water is going down deep into the ground, so that's even better. And you know, there's quite a lot of nutrition in this kind of lower layer of all this wood chip, which is pretty good. That should provide some food to the squash, but also I'm just going to liquid feed into this halo ring here. So yeah, that's my theory. So that's all in, and the pots are in, so it's going to be really easy in spring to get the squash in, and should be really simple to water, less watering, more nutrients. I'm looking forward to it. So there's the next 3, and if you're wondering about these covers, they're all still open at the moment, and obviously these netted covers won't be on these beds once these frames have got the growing supports and everything on them. And these are going to be planted into the bed, the squash, so they're going to be planted into that bed rather than cluttering up my storage path. And that's the last few down there. So that's a good hour's work. I like to give the squash a lot of space, because it's kind of, even with only those few containers there, they do kind of spread across the whole of this support, and it seems the more space you give them, the more fruits you get per plant as well, so it doesn't seem to pay to squeeze them in. So I hope you like this quick video. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.